Easy here. Hi guys and gals. Well, hope you're well. It is Wednesday. I've just finished walking. I'm still walking in town, but when I did a little bit of shopping, in the sense is that I was looking for an Indian curry paste, and things are like fashionable and not fashionable. Thai is very big now, and other things, and Indian is kind of like less popular than it was a few years back. So to get the paste that I was looking for, I had to go to 3 different stores. I bought one, which was I was almost going to say a substitute. Then I went into a little Indian shop, and then found one, and there it was. Actually, not an Indian shop, but an Asian shop. Because it really isn't an Indian shop. It has all type of Asian, but Asian as the I was going to say Asian as the Brits would say Asian. So everything that is in that part basically of the world. So you will have India, you will have Asian as North Americans think of it, and different stuff. Anyway, whatever. And so I did find it. I was pretty happy. So yeah, while I'm walking along, as some of you know, the 1st of July was Canada Day, and tomorrow's the 4th. Yeah, tomorrow's the 4th, which will be, of course, a big day for all the Americans, but it's also a big day for our family because my second grandson has his birthday on the 4th of July. We left Canada in 1985, which means that I was still 27 when we left. So I've basically been out of Canada for 40 years now. So you see, that means by far the largest part of my life, and all of my, I was going to say, professional life that I was almost going to say that counts, and the children and all that have all been outside of Canada. We were already married because we married in 1980, but it makes it when I get asked the question often, because people always call us the Canadians, always. A lot of people still do. And I smile because both my wife and I, we both say, do we feel Canadian? Be frank, no. I still have a Canadian passport, which I hate to get every time because it's such a pain compared to the Swiss. But yeah. Now, having said that, I saw that there was it was Dave Nicholson, and I think Siggy also, the legend, did what they called the Canadian tag. So I thought I'd combine kind of log and tag questions because I don't really, like I said, I wonder how much I actually consider myself a Canadian. So there's 8 questions. Let's see what we can answer. So where are you from? That was the question 1. Well, I'm from Canada. It's the Canadian tag. I was born in the province of Quebec, in a village. At the time was, I think, 200 to 300 people at the most. I don't know if there's much more now. Called Abercorn, which was on the Vermont border, literally. And so the farm where we were was literally on the Vermont border. So yeah, so I come from there. Then I came to another place, moved to another place when I was about 4 years old, to a town called Sutton, another village, and lived there for many years. So I'm an Eastern Township boy. Over there, what they'd say in the Quebec part of the world, I'm a townshipper. Yeah, that was a bilingual region of Quebec. Of course, it is less now, but still is quite a bit. Okay, that's question one, and it does tell you a little bit about my roots, my family. Like I said many times before, my mom was English speaking and my dad was French speaking, but there could be whole vlogs about that. Okay, what is the question two? The question two was, what iconic Canadian imagery can be found near you? Well, right now, since I'm walking in the middle of my town, none. But if you were in our house, it would be a can of maple syrup. Yeah, I think actually that is probably the thing that we have kept closest to our hearts, I think, was maple syrup. And my parents or in-laws have always sent, or no, they haven't sent it, but whenever we travel, they put some for us. So, you know, we've never been out of maple syrup. And my brother and my nephew are both producers. So, you know, I guess that we'll probably keep on having some for a while. But now in Switzerland, it is very easy to find maple syrup. Now, real Canadians will say that it's not the same quality. And I think that, you know, like there's different qualities of maple syrup. Very often it's related to, well, I was going to say the color and I was almost going to say how good it was cooked in that respect. I mean, how much a Maillard reaction was strong or not. But over here now you find it. And like I said before, in the old days, you really could not find it. It was extremely rare. Okay. Question three. The least favorite Canadian stereotype. I think maybe one of them is that Canadians, when you live in Canada, there's a very big difference between if you know, like it's like if all the people that live in Quebec are separatists and so on. No, that's not true. But one of the big stereotypes over there, I guess it's kind of counter what people think, is that we're just like friendly Americans. And I actually don't like that. Many members of my family actually are American, but that would be another vlog as well. But Canadians are actually a country on its own right and have a culture that's on its own right. And it's not just you know watered down version of Americans. Okay. Actually, I sometimes hear that between Irish and English, and it's not true. Not true either. Okay. Question 4. Canadian landmarks that you might have visited. Well, when I was in Canada, we'll keep it simple. 2 really well-known Canadian landmarks that I visited was the Percé Rock, which is at the eastern tip of Quebec, which is well known, and Niagara Falls. So those are 2 well-known Canadian landmarks. I've been up in the CN Tower in Toronto, and one landmark that's actually pretty well known over in Europe is Quebec City. Yeah, okay. Let me see. Favorite Canadian authors? Well, it's been mentioned probably by others, but I quite like Margaret Atwood, Farley Mowat. I have read a few books of Pierre Bertrand, but that's been like years and years and years ago. And then in the French Canadian side, it would be Félix Leclerc, who was a songwriter, poet, and writes very nice novels, actually, of his youth, which, are very, very nice because I grown up there. Those are the ones I can think of right now. Okay. Favorite actors and musicians. That's the other question. Goodness. Well, Lenny Gallant from Prince Edward Island. Then there is, of course, oh goodness. Have you ever had a brain freeze just when you know he died not too long ago? I should know it. And of course I know it, and I will know it as soon as I stop the vlog. So one of the best songwriters in English Canada. I hate that when it happens. And let me see now, actors. Well, I can't. I mean, I can think of a few, but let's say Captain Kirk. Yeah. Okay. Let me see. Gordon Lightfoot. Oh goodness. Yeah. That was the musician I was looking for. Let me see. Your favorite Canadian book? There might be a few, but I think a book that I found really nice, like I say, was from Félix Leclerc, and I think it was The Fou de l'Île, but that's not the actual one I'm thinking of, but they're like they go together. So those are two that that was one that I really, really liked. Then in the Farley Mowat ones, there was the one about, I don't remember the title, The Dog That Talked or something like that. It was a rather simple one. And now those of you from Canada will know. Is it Two Solitudes, something like that, by isn't it the Montreal Jewish author who's passed away now? I think he's the one who wrote that. So those are really, really good books. Okay. And what does Canadian identity mean to you? Actually, not much. Because, like I said in the beginning, I've been out of Canada for so long that Canadian identity to me just basically means that my family is over there. I have roots in two cultures, so English-speaking and French-speaking culture. My Canadian identity is one of living next to the big neighbor, which was America. So that actually up to the point, so this is before 9/11, where sometimes we even fused those identities. I know it seems to go against what I said before, but if you lived on a border region, you would probably know what I mean, because you weren't actually, even the Americans would come over, we'd share so many things and services that you kind of had like a trans-border identity, which was different from further out in the province or further into the state. Yeah, I guess that's about it, and I have been talking way too long. So that'll be it. DC signing off. Take care, everybody, and hope you have a good Wednesday. Bye-bye.